Hello YouTube, this is Elwirfy, and today we're going to be playing some more Minecraft. Going to be working on our city skyscraper thing. Going to make 4 buildings in this little corner, then we're going to expand out and just make a ton of city buildings. Why? Because I want to, I guess. Pretty blunt. I just feel like doing it. I feel like talking to you guys about all kinds of crazy stuff. Here, let me tell you a story from work. Why? Because it's super old, and if they really are going to complain about it, whatever. You know, what are they going to do? Probably not even going to see this. But yeah, so I was working, right? I'm not going to say where, for the sake of that, but I was assigned to, I was working out in the dining room area, where you're feeding people the food and stuff, like a waiter. And it's also my job to clean the bathrooms. Yeah, that's right. This is a bathroom story. So I was just kind of minding my own business, then someone's like, hey, you should clean the bathrooms. Someone who looked like they had, really bad diarrhea or whatever just went in there. You should get, clean it out before it smells too awful and the smell fumigates. So I'm like, alright, fine. I'll go in there, I'll clean it, it'll be great. And I come out, and I go in there, and there's just silly string everywhere. Why? I don't know, man. I was expecting it to smell bad. I was expecting something, like, oh yeah, you thought this was going to be like oh, how disgusting. No, there's just a ton of silly string in the room, and I was kind of like, well, what the fuck? Why is there silly string? It was on the ceiling, right? It was on the ceiling. I wish I had a picture. Like, I even took a picture. I just don't have it anymore. But yeah, there's just silly string everywhere, and I was kind of like baffled. I was like, oh my god, how do you get silly string all over on the ceiling? And it was like under the toilet, and on the paper towel the toilet paper roll thing, and I was like, why is this? And I called in my manager, and manager's like, oh yeah, get a broom and just whack it off. And so I got rid of. I had to clean up silly string in a bathroom. It took me like 20 minutes just to get it all off because there was just so much freaking silly string. I had never even, last time I thought about silly string before then was like years, and this was pretty recent. It's only happened in the last year of working there. I got all kinds of work stories. I could just do work stories if I wanted to for this series, or whatever the heck I'm calling it. God, this is the one problem with having recording a bunch of stuff in a single session is that you get I don't know what it's called yet, and this is like my 7th or 8th video of this alone. Like, this alone is going to be, its own thing. Oh, shoot, did we reach the ceiling? Yeah, we did. Hey, look at that. Look what determination and skill can do. Now we got to get ready to do windows, because windows are awesome, right? Who doesn't love a good set of windows? So we're going to just get to work on that. Oh yeah, the sky bridge. Sky bridge. Is that covered? But it's covered. Great. So now if you look up, you'll be like, hey look, there's a sky bridge connecting to two buildings. One of them's not finished yet, but that's okay. It's okay. Nothing wrong with the unfinished building so long as it gets finished at some point. Or at least that's how I like to think about it. Nothing wrong with having an unfinished project as long as it gets finished at some point. Like like my Warhammer models. Yeah, I bought them all when I was like 15. Kidding me? You think a 15-year-old's really gonna have the patience to sit down and just build models instead of actually wanting to go play a game? No. So they sat around for a couple years, and then I was like, hey, this is actually a pretty fun game, and the new rules are coming out and stuff, and this was like something I'd want to play, but I got to put in the work to make models and stuff, and I actually became decently good at painting. Am I great? No, but it's good enough where it looks like, hey, looks kind of professional. It's believable. Someone could look at my troops and be like, hey, I'd play against you. You look like you care about it. You don't have gray models, nothing's broken. Don't have any broken models. You don't have anything just disgusting with like glue hanging off of the models or anything. It all looks nice and polished, which is really, it's a visual game, right? Warhammer's a visual game. It's something that's very important. If you don't like the way it looks, then you're not going to enjoy the game itself, which is always a tragedy. Always a tragedy. When you're having fun and then you realize, hey, it's not as doesn't look fun, or my army doesn't look like I wanted it to look. And then you kind of get that, like, this wave of disappointment, which is just awful. It's not good at all for the, for your system, you know, of playing, you know, because you spend all this money and time on it, you know, because you want it to look, you know, good. You want to have a lot of fun with it, and then it just kind of isn't. And then at that point, that's when you kind of got to stop and ask yourself, well, okay, is this worth pursuing? I argue yes. I would always say it's always worth it to pursue something, even if it seems hard. Not because, oh, that's a good life lesson and such. No, just because, you know, don't give up on something you're going to spend a crap ton of money on. It's just not a good idea. Did I misplace that? Oh, right, because we're doing opposite. Okay, yes. Haha, perfect. Yes, good, good. Symmetrical, symmetrical. No, not, yes. Symmetrical. Yes. Sorry, just looking at it, I want to make sure I do it right. Oh yeah, that'll work. Yes. Well, it's not symmetrical, it's like reverse on purpose. I'm not making it exactly the same building, because I don't want it to be the exact same building. Alright, and yep, as usual, it can look all the way down. No? Was that not part of the design choice? Or is this part just messed up? This part is just messed up. Great. Love it when things are just messed up. Well, better to catch it now than later. And then once this foundation gets, you know, figured out, then I don't even have to think about, I don't have to think about it anymore. Because all the building, yeah, you should be able to look straight down and see everything. No room for secrecy and all that good fun hiding in a hole stuff. No, you gotta be open about it. Straight up. You're like, hey, this is what I'm building. Looks awesome. Don't judge me. It's great. Now, how's this lined up? What's the gap there? 1 again? Yep. Okay. 1 again. So that's what the gap shall be. Gap of 1. Fill it in with stone. Because this stuff looks great. Looks more like concrete than what most people used to use back then. So you have this. Okay. Hold on. So you have this glass. Here it comes out. Right. Yes, the awkward glass placement, which ironically still somehow works out quite well, and then you just kind of start building up and up. You just build up the aesthetic of the building itself. I'm not putting decorations in it or anything this time until the end, because I want to really get the structure figured out, so that way it looks nice and it works well. And I don't have to do, you know, keep looking back every time at, you know, the other building to make sure it's going to work out, or, you know, make it think that, you know, there's something wrong with it. Boom, building looks, you know, symmetrical, like I care. Makes it look like you care, like you put an effort into it, even if maybe it's not quite what you envisioned. At least it looks good, right? That's what matters. Looking good, because people care. If you're gonna make something, make it look as good as you can make it. All about that effort. All about that effort. You know what's great is that, you know, there are times where I'm talking to you guys and I'll feel like I just zoned out and haven't said anything for a long time, even though I have. So then I have to like look back and be like, hold up, is this what I want to say? Is this the right point I want to make? Then I realize, oh yeah, it's fine. It's passable. You know, people believe that. No one's gonna get uppity about it or be like, oh, what are you talking about? You're switching over from like bananas to apples and not making any sense. Stuff. Then you talk about sheep. It's like you got OCD or something. I'm like, no, I don't have OCD. I'm just talking about stuff. That's kind of the point of this. Just kind of talking about things that I happen to care about at a particular time. Even though doing something like this, kind of all recorded in one session, is not always the best. But hey, life, you know, can't always get what you want. We gotta go with the flow. Not in a hippie sense though, because I'm not really into the whole thing, hippie scene. I'm a nerd. I don't like drugs or any of that stuff. Not particularly fun to me. I don't see it as much of a a good enjoyment you can get out of that. Is it really just... Is it copy 2 over? 2 over. What? Yes, 2 over. Okay. Okay. Alright, fair enough. Oh, right, up against the elevator. Aha, right, that's what I was going off of. I'm like, why the heck is that not symmetrical? I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah, because the elevator. Yeah. Yep. It's funny how that works out. You know, because you're like, oh, yeah, I remember what I was doing now. I remember what was going on and such. It's like when you have a dog, and the dog's kind of like, hey, I want food. And then you're like, oh, sounds pretty good. Sounds like something I'd want. And then you're like, oh, well, maybe you should get on that. Grab some food. Tacos. Something. And then you start to think about it more and more, and you're like, hey, that's not a bad idea. You know what I mean? That's pretty relaxed and chill. You know, you do your thing, I do my thing. Everyone gets to have fun, and no one ever feels bad or left out or like something horrible happened. Look at that. Is building? No, building is not done with glass yet. Silly me. Thinking I was done with the glass just because 3/4 of the sides are done. No, you gotta do the whole thing. You can't just slack off on that. You gotta put some effort into it. Jesus. You gotta try if you're gonna be successful. If you don't try, then why the heck are we even talking about this? You don't get a trophy. No trophy for you. Bad. Bad. Yes, everyone wants a trophy, right? Everyone wants to be told they're awesome. Who doesn't? I like being told I'm awesome. I like telling other people they're awesome. It's just all about making people feel good. Right? And that's another one thing I love about YouTube. So you get to make people feel great, you know, without even doing anything. You just talk to them. Be that person who will just tell them whatever they need to feel. You're like, you know what? You're an amazing person. Be happy, you know? Be happy. You're cool. Don't sell yourself short. You know, life advice stuff. If you need that. Or, you know, someone to just be like, hey, pal, how you doing? We're playing cool games. You're cool. I'm cool. We're all hanging. Something like that. I don't know, something cheesy and stupid. People really like to have someone to talk to. YouTube is filled with plenty of introverted people who use YouTube as like an outlet. I would say, in my experience, which is fine. I'm totally cool with that. I'm happy to be entertaining anyone. I don't particularly care who enjoys my videos, as long as you're enjoying it and having a good time. That's what matters. That's what the whole thing is about, in my opinion. I think that's absolutely great. Oh, where did I place that block? Oh, placed in the right spot. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, I've never actually tried to do a project this big, but I figure with you guys here, you know, supporting me, I guess, in a sense, but I mean, you're not really, because you're not here in Minecraft making buildings with me, which would be cool. It'd be cool to have like a community built, you know, like make the YouTube logo. I should make the YouTube logo, or like a big subscribe button or something. I don't know, something that really embodies YouTube. Maybe a skip ad button or a YouTube Red. I have YouTube Red because I don't like looking at advertisements. I think I've said that already, but I'll say it again just in case. Get YouTube Red, not because I want you to spend $10 a month on it, but because you don't get to look at advertisements, and that saves you so much time. Think about it. Think about how long it would take you to earn $10. That's about an hour of work here in the state of Washington. And for me, 1 hour of that versus, you know, think about how long I'm on YouTube. I'll gladly spend 1 hour of work to save in my life in general just more time, because I get to watch more things if I don't have ads running, because that's 5 seconds every time I watch a video. Do you know how much? I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I think most people watch a fair amount of YouTube videos, all kinds of different genres, topics, everything you want to do, everything you want to say, you know, just to satisfy whatever that little craving is where you're like, yeah, you know, I just want to watch someone be successful, or I want to watch someone do something absolutely stupid and get hurt, or I want to watch someone, you know, be super talented and be like, hey, yeah, you're pretty cool. You actually did a darn good job. You know, stuff like that. You know, people don't give YouTubers enough credit. Heck, okay, we're going to get a little political after. By the time you see this, what I'm about to talk about, the topic is going to be completely irrelevant, but just hear me out on this. So a while ago, there was a kind of a scandal I'm not going to say it's a scandal necessarily, but that's how people were treating it, and that's the only word I can think of to describe it, but it really wasn't, because I'm kind of defending here. Where PewDiePie made some stupid comment, oh god, what was he, some anti-Semite comment, something like that, something horrible, right? Something where I would like be like, yeah, it's terrible, kill him. But, you know, then, you know, you get it looking at it, you know, he was making a joke, right? It was a bad joke, he apologizes. He apologized. He was very sincere about it, and I was very appreciative of that, but then people kind of didn't care that he apologized, and that kind of bugged me, because I was like, hold on. This guy made a mistake. He acknowledged his mistake. He apologized for his mistake. And yet, you're still gonna treat him like crap. And I'm like, that's not cool, dude. You know what? It's not cool. Don't be doing stuff like that, because then why would he or anyone care enough to apologize for doing something horrible? You gotta make, if someone can recognize a mistake, I guess is what I'm saying, you should let them, you know, be like, yeah, you're fine. Good job. You acknowledge that you screwed up, and I'm proud of that. So, good job. Don't do it again, because then you'll have problems. But, you know, everyone makes a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. That's just life. You know, I make mistakes all the time. Oh, there's a phone ringing, so I'm going to say this is a good time to call it off. Anyway, guys, hope you all enjoyed. I'm Elwirfy, and I'll see you guys next time.